welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, where we are discovering on day number 2 that upsets are still possibly aplenty here, as we just witnessed Mouse finding themselves a bit of one over that of NRG in 3-0, and it is going to get that much more interesting as the series at hand has 2 massive names from opposite sides of the pond. Hello, I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold. As always here at the desk, I've got myself, Gibbs, and Isaac Turtle App. Guys, the last series, it was cool. Any closing thoughts? Because I'm ready for Dig. I'm ready for Cloud9.
Yeah. Just big credit to Mouse Sports. They take over that #1 seed for the tournament going into day 3. And these guys just keep doing it. Every single DreamHack, they're going to be a force come the season of RLCS and for tomorrow.
I mean, I just love the bromance that we see from a lot in speed. You know, the little hug, the head shake, that's what I like to see from them, and I feel like that bond is unbreakable at this point.
I will say that there was an element of tearing at my heartstrings that happened in that last interview.
Exactly.
It might be missing is one of my past teammates, actually, I was his best man at his wedding. So that fact that that is a person I would invite to my wedding is such a profound, this person matters to me beyond the game, that I can really resonate, and I'm actually even tearing up a little bit with that concept. So we're gonna go ahead and move on here to this series now, focusing again, that is Cloud9 and Dignitas. Now we have not gotten a glance at Dignitas today on this stream, but we did get a glance at them yesterday. So based off of our sample size here, what do we think we can expect here from either side?
I love this matchup because this is one of those international matchups that we always love to see. Dignitas versus Cloud9. Cloud9 obviously winning that Season 6 World Championship. Then for a while, it was just 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 for Cloud9. They even did it at DreamHack Dallas when it was the semifinals. But at Beyond the Summit, Dignitas, they took them down in 7 games. So maybe Astral is the right choice.
Yeah, and the series that we have seen for both these teams have been, I don't want to say shaky. For Dignitas, it was definitely a little bit more inconsistent. Like you said, they were always on offense. There was barely any defense there, struggling on defense. But Cloud9, again, making goal line saves. Torment, Gimmick, Squishy, all of them getting crazy goal line saves. And right now, it comes down to Dignitas. And if they can actually put those in and deny Torment from getting these crazy clutch saves, and I think a lot of that is going to be Astral, getting these weird, air dribbles, upper 90 hits, it's going to come down to his placement.
So would it be fair to say that to some level you view this series as that of Astral versus Torment, the success
100%.
of the backman versus the offensive front of Dignitas?
Especially with the series we saw from Cloud9 before, they were so defensive, but that's the thing. We don't know what we're going to get from Cloud9 because one day we get Gimmick who's popping off, getting these crazy shots, and as well as Squishy, and then the other day we get Torment who's just holding it down on defense.
So we heard from Fireburner that they tried to play 2 men back and 1 up front when they played Space Station, but I think that will change here because if you give Dignitas space, they will beat you. And Cloud9 knows how to beat Dignitas. They know that they have to take it to them. They've done it in the past. Sure, they lost it Beyond the Summit, but their recent track record has been very successful versus Dignitas.
Yeah, and so it's going to be really interesting to see where that curveball comes in. If it's more than just the roster, right? More than just what we have already highlighted, the Astral element of this. And to be honest, guys, I'm going to look at my personal scope, and you can adjust this if you think I'm incorrect. It's on Yukio. That was a man that I felt like at a couple of moments, maybe rotationally speaking, a bit of a miss a couple areas. And then more importantly, it just feels like since that roster change has come in, so much has been on what his performance is, no matter how great the remainder is.
Yeah, he had to replace K-Dop when Yukio came in, so it's just like, we'll see how he plays. We'll see how he plays. Like, Astral's obviously filled the turbo shoes quite well. Like, obviously, it's not the same exact team, but for Violent Panda's sake, he used to play with Pashy90. We used to say that Pashy90 was the best scout for talent, because whoever played with him went on to great success. Violent Panda, Devo, K-Dop. So Violent Panda is doing the same thing here. He picked up Astral when no one was even thinking about Astral, had no experience in the rival series, and he is performing on the big stage.
Yeah, and the one series we did see from Panda was him instantly coming out of the woodwork with the first few goals, starting the momentum for Dignitas. And I think that's so important for them to have the team captain who's trying to raise up these 2 players, make a statement in-game. We have players like Lethamir who we always talk about being a mental leader, but Violent Panda is able to be the mental leader and also on the field hit these shots and these passes.
And you heard yesterday, hearing admittance towards Verge and the influence that has kind of had as of late, with the introduction of him to the roster, that now I can't help but feel like kind of dispersion of his responsibilities, and that pressure towards him is always going to be a great thing as that leader and representative. But do we feel like it is enough? Like, who do you feel has the immediate upper hand? You would put this in favor of Dig, and it's the responsibility of Cloud9, it's the responsibility of Dignitas to find the way to win this?
I think it's going to be that game 1, game 2 of like, where is Astral at? Like, if Astral's having some big plays early on, he's going to be very happy and playing extremely well. But say Cloud9 opens up with a huge game one, it might start making Astral get a little panicky, like Violent Panda said, and then he's got to worry about calming him down throughout the series. So we'll see how it goes early on.
And this is where I want to raise a question I wanted to pose yesterday, but now that it is again a talking point, I think it's almost a must. And depending on the genre of video game at the most competitive level, if you know someone has a mental struggle, the odds of you giving them the game that is going to be like every other one is very, very low, because you know mentally adjustments are difficult for them. Is that a possibility that you focus on bumping, demoing Astral because his mental state is so relevant to the success of Dignitas?
So I think that's very possible. It's kind of like when you are playing ranked and you start saying nice shot or what a save to some people that you know are going to get triggered, because then they're going to get mad, and no one plays well when they're playing mad. So maybe like Astral won't get mad, but he will get a little panicky and maybe a little bit down on himself. So I do see that happening where Cloud9's like, hey, like when you see Astral, just get a couple extra bumps in, and it might trigger him. And
it's so specific to, you know, the player and how they can react, because I feel like Arsenal was trying to do that to Cloud9 and trying to go for these bump plays, but it wasn't phasing them at all. But say if that had been Astral or, you know, Violet Panda even, that definitely, in my opinion, would have at least triggered one of them, and maybe, you know, they would have been a little bit frustrated on stage.
So if we're looking for the victory, you know, on the side of Dignitas, it looks like a lot of it's on Astral versus that of Torment. Is it fair to say that if we're looking for Cloud9, the picking at the roster and the strategy of Dig, it's going to be looking for Gimmick, Squishy to look for those bumps?
Yeah, like I think the hard part for Dignitas is they have to figure out their rotational defense. It seemed like it wasn't there versus the Peeps. The Peeps could do whatever they wanted against them, and the Peeps are not Cloud9, right? Cloud9 is that offensive force, so you have to change how you played versus the Peeps, because if you do the same exact thing, Cloud9's putting up 5 goals a game, and you're not going to win that series.
And Cloud9 are so, you know, they're so adaptable, and they're mentally strong, and I think a lot of that comes down to chemistry. And actually, I have a little bit of trivia. Gibbs, this should be
wait, excuse me, that's not in your contract,
Look,
Turtle.
It is, okay? You embarrassed me. You got this, though, okay? All it is which two players from these rosters has been together the longest.
Oh, that's easy. Squishy and Torment.
There you go.
Okay.
And they have literally been together for, I did the math, 1,022 days.
I was hoping you would ask me that question, because I saw you do it on your phone. So I was going to say 1,022 days.
I saw you looking at my phone, dude. I saw you creeping there. Your eyes were over there.
We know the bromance of Cloud9 is brewing, much like we saw on the side of Miles, but now it is time to figure out who you feel like has enough to be able to break that down there. You know, who do you think is going to be the one to win? It seems like we are waiting on that side of Cloud9 and the responsibilities for Dig, but do you have an inkling, maybe thinking it's going the other way?
So every time I pick against Dignitas and they win, I always get a DM from Violent Panda, just like a little winky face or something like that. So you know what? I don't want any DMs this time. I'm going Dignitas here. I wasn't that impressed with Cloud9 earlier today. I wasn't super impressed with Dignitas on day one, but I haven't seen him on day two. I'm going to give this to Dignitas. I think it'll be a very close series, but I'm going to go with the upset.
All right, well, I mean, I feel like Cloud9, always early on, they're pretty rough. And now they're warmed up. They're scary. I'm going Cloud9.
And for me, you know, a lot of it comes down to the small bit that we've gotten, and also the interview from Violent and the kind of mental thought process that I saw. I feel like Cloud9's a little bit more in their element right now, with Dignitas trying to, you know, overcome some of these adjustments, or at least maybe hone in on the skills with these adjustments. So I am going to sit on the side of North America here, though. To be frank, most of the time, especially in the past, I've been the Dig fanboy. Even when they're struggling, I just go, these guys are too good. Eventually, they'll do it.
And so far this weekend, Europe's doing pretty well versus North America, so we'll see if that trend continues.
All right, but it is time here for us to bring in our commentary crew over our next series, and we're going to be mixing it up. It is James Bot and Achieves on this series. We'll see, do they sit on the side of Dignitas or Cloud9?
I mean, I think you actually made a great question, Dread, about what do you think is the key to getting under Astral. And for me, I actually think Cloud9 has a bit of an edge, because it's not about bumping or demoing Astral to me. It's about get him in the one-on-one. Then he's going to overthink it.
That's what you got from that segment?
That's what I got.
To me, what I got was Gibbs is a cheater. He's
I know. That's
he's
what I'm
looking
saying.
at Turtle's phone.
I looked over.
And also, his vote is out for purchase. All you have to do is DM him at any point. So
slide right in.
That's what I got.
Look over. Fair enough. Gibbs' eyes are just creepy onto my phone.
Turtle, I'm with you. That is sketchy.
I'm like, dude.
Before we walk away, all I got to say is I might be pricier, but you can buy mine too. Slide in those DMs. Go ahead, take it away, boys.
You know, James, I do appreciate the fact that you pulled the real important
Well, I mean, that's what I was paying attention to. I mean, yes, it's going to be a great series. I was watching the B stream, or the #2 stream for DreamHack, and I watched Yukio hit an insane double tap, and Dignitas now, it's not the same team that Cloud9 faced back in Season 6.
Very true.
Violent Panda's here, but Astral and Yukio, these guys are just so dangerous on the offensive side of the ball. So deadly, but we've seen Astral in the past struggle with the defensive side of things. But we've also seen Cloud9, they have the ability to play so quick, so fast, which can force those mistakes out of Astral, but we've also seen them just get locked down in their own half.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, which version of Cloud9 are we going to see?
Well, we're going to find out. Game 1 underway. Kickoff will favor Cloud9 and Torment's way into the orange corner for Astral. Gimmick not able to keep the pressure up. So Dignitas having to start off trying to gather possession. And again, what you were just talking about, very aggressive approach from Cloud9. Far post shot, Yukio able to tip it out into the corner. And some early aggression, but here comes the counterattack for Dignitas. Violent Panda over one, Gimmick pushed off the wall for Yukio, high off the wall for Astral. Here he comes, and right side saved by Squishy.
And a really smart play from Squishy there. He just got up early and blocked out that shooting angle to prevent Astral from getting that clear shot on net. So already some strong shooting coming out from both sides.
And the pass from Yukio to Astral, not able to link up and find a goal, and now it's Cloud9 with some space. Tip over one, free ball for Violent Panda. Yukio coming in off the pass into the middle, Torment. A lot of space to work with here on his own half. Gets a little too much of the ball, though, and Dignitas going to try and apply the pressure. Squishy in an awkward spot. Has to really make a delicate touch there to get it to safety.
Yeah, that was a scary moment for Squishy. He knew he had a defender or a player coming in to try to dunk over him, but he still got the pop over him. Strong defense from Cloud9 so far.
And some early pressure as well for Cloud9. Has kind of fizzled out a little bit, and now it's Dignitas. All the gears turning in order. And like you said, they really are boxing in Cloud9 quite nicely for now. As Yukio, big push, and just able to find the clear around the oncoming attacker. Violent Panda pushed off the ball, and Cloud9 with some space to breathe, but not for long.
And even on that clear from Torment, the net was open for a moment, but Yukio hustling back.
Violent Panda stealing that ball away, down into the middle, open net. Violent Panda can't reach it. Yukio to try and clean up, soft tap, easy save. And Violent Panda, it's because he had nothing in the tank, and Astral to play defense back the other way.
That was a strong bounce. That ball was coming down with speed from the ceiling. Panda had a very small window to time that perfectly and just couldn't make that read.
Tough break for Dignitas. You'd love to get it going. Violent Panda trying to set one up, and now it's Torment and Squishy down the other way. And it is Astral. Needs to get this over the top. Here comes Gimmick. He's figuring out where he wants to put it. He finds a hole on the backboard, but Torment is just a little too far away, decides to play it safe. And Cloud9 will have to take their chances elsewhere. And Dignitas not able to keep the pressure up. Cloud9 find a nice block and figure out how to approach the offense out of the midfield line. It actually slips through one in the corner, and Squishy will turn in the first goal.
And Cloud9, their defense was rock solid. They had that moment of vulnerability, but then you see the miss there from Yukio. That was enough space for Squishy to get in there and get the follow-up shot. So Squishy, solid defense, solid offense. We just passed the halfway point. Cloud9, first team to get on the board, and now another opportunity right off the kickoff.
This is pretty from Cloud9. It's not even that bad of a kickoff for Dignitas. It's just Squishy got the perfect touch, and Gimmick went back to his own corner to grab that boost, immediately started pushing up the field, and it got put right on his nose. Excellent pass from Squishy.
As Squishy scoping out Gimmick there. And that, that's one beautiful thing about the dominance. It does really feel like you can blast the ball hitting it with the corners there. Not only from a shooting standpoint, from the pass as well. Squishy proclaiming himself a dominance main on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I appreciated it. I am a dominance main, so the more we can get, the more I'll take. But currently, Dignitas trying to find a way back into this game. They've had some pretty solid offensive pushes, but that was their first great scoring chance, and Astral just a little too high, probably expecting to have to make a block.
And that's exactly what was happening. Gimmick, one of those players that you trust is going to hit the ball.
Squishy as well, doing the same thing right there in front of the Dignitas net. Unable to come up with a touch. Gimmick, not through Yukio. Here comes Dignitas. Astral with a great stretch towards the ball. Only push it into the Cloud9 corner, though. Violent Panda getting hung up on the net. A little bit of a slow rotate out. But Cloud9 really letting Astral do whatever he wants, so he takes the ground pinch. It's into the net, and they're within one.
And this is just a thing of beauty. Astral up off the ceiling, faking out the entire Cloud9 defense. And a frame-perfect ground pinch. That thing just shot out like a cannon.
Beautiful shot from Astral, and just what Dignitas needed to get themselves back in order. So they got plenty of time here to find an equalizer late in game one. And they might just do it here with this transition. They've got Astral towards the back wall. He's not going to have a second chance at it. Squishy already there. Yukio, pressure out of the midfield, weak shot, easy save.
But even still, Gimmick going for that. Torment had to come out and bail him out. A good pass to the middle.
Really nice timing from Squishy there out of the corner to get all the way behind the ball and try and tip it away from the defenders. But it's a pass to Violent Panda. Gimmick sniffs it out, taps it away. Yukio to try and remain in command. Lets Astro help him out. Pass to the middle, and Violent Panda blasts one into the top right. Dignitas are locked into two.
And in the final seconds of this game, Torment going for the clear. He just bangs it off the wall. Then you have the perfect pass from Astral and the follow-up shot from Panda. Torment just needed to not bounce that so hard off the sidewall. As soon as he did that, he put in his team in a tough spot. And credit to Dignitas taking advantage of that mistake.
Especially Astral. Easy to get real greedy with that and go for the shot yourself, but right into the middle, and beautiful finish from Violent Panda. And it's over Astral's head, however, for the final 10 seconds. So a big Cloud9 push incoming. Squishy trying to figure out where the clear's going. He gets the demo. And Torment will try and make sure they have the last chance at it. Second touch from the ceiling. Astral just trying to find this way into the ground, and Gimmick wants one more shot at it. Violent Panda will take that away. Overtime in game one. Credit to a beautiful late game equalizer from Dignitas.
And James, I don't know if you watched Beyond the Summit, but even at the summit, Astral really putting on his passing plays, and Gimmick trying to feed Squishy into the middle. But Astral is so solid, not only with his crazy shots, but he really does know how to facilitate those give-and-go plays, passing plays, just setting up his teammates for really solid shots. It is such a treat watching a player like Astral play.
Definitely paying dividends here in game one, but overtime, who steps up for either side? Torment trying to find a pass into the middle, got on the wrong side of the ball. And now it's Dignitas to find a clear. Yukio lends a helping hand to Violent Panda. He's going to be sizing up Torment. Doesn't make the greatest read, but Torment, however, did miss the boost, and that could mean trouble. Astral double tap, saved by Squishy. Gimmick's in a weird spot. They communicate and finally get the ball out, but another scary situation on the goal line for Cloud9.
Gimmick has been looking a little awkward on defense for Cloud9. So a few misses here and there, moments where he's needed to get bailed out. And now Squishy, the solo play in overtime. Squishy never ceases to amaze.
And I was just curious because he got a lot of that ball when he chipped it up, and I was thinking he might not fully be used to how high the Dominus will chip the ball, but didn't phase him. Yukio coming off the ceiling just went right through him and into the net. And a beautiful ender for Cloud9.
And it's players like Squishy that can just get that verticality, get that ball in the air, and you know it's going to be dangerous if he can get a lot of height on the ball without having to use much boost. When that ball's up there, Squishy's got a lot of boost in the tank. He's got space. Things like that can happen. 889 points for him.
A lot of work.
An assist, 6 saves, 5 shots. Squishy was everywhere this game for Cloud9.
And that really is what made Cloud9 such a dominant team when they won the World Championship, at least in my opinion. That utility of a player like Squishy, able to help out on offense and defense, and here's the beautiful overtime shot, just right through it. I believe that was actually Astral, my mistake.
Yeah, and Astral, I mean, it was tough because Squishy knows not only does he have to get the ball past Astral in the air, but he has to avoid the bump. So many times now in today's game, you know, you can go for those air plays, but you're either, you know, the defender's either gonna hit the ball or go for the bump. It's so difficult to get the ball past the defender and manage to dodge the bump. Squishy did that.
Remain in control.
Yeah, and he got the goal. So Squishy, a standout performance, MVP of game one.
Well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Torment, you know, on the back line. Gimmick Also, you know, a little bit awkward on defense that game, but overall, Cloud9 just finding a way to win. Squishy, fantastic play.
But some great pressure generated by Dignitas overall in game 1. So definitely not out of the woods yet.
And they even missed some opportunities. You think back to that play that, you know,
Violent Panda's open
Violent
net.
Panda, yeah, just was bouncing down.
Just didn't have the boost
straight
for it.
down, and he didn't have the timing either. You know, it was when you don't have boost, there's so much less margin for error. You have to time it perfectly, you know, just using the throttle, which is so much more difficult. Boost lets you, you know, make quick adjustments.
Room for error.
Yeah.
Well, here comes Violent Panda again. He'll slide one towards the net, and Squishy will dive across and rack up his 7th save of the series. And Astral trying to get command in here. Hard press from Gimmick. Not able to go cleanly through Violent Panda, and so Dignitas again, not even going to have a chance at it. Gimmick just out of nowhere.
Little things like that from Gimmick. You know, he like goes for a challenge. He's up on the ceiling and decides to jump off and go straight down for that challenge.
And Gimmick was definitely ready to put some pressure on Dignitas there should Torment have won that challenge in the corner. And that really is what Cloud9 like to do. They'll get up in your face. They'll make risky challenges on the ball and go for...
And I think that's one of the things that really makes Cloud9 great, Achieves. They play the same way that they're playing, you know, in matchmaking, in tournaments, at home, on LAN. It doesn't matter. They always stay consistent. And,
absolutely.
You know, that's one of the things that you see in less stressful situations is more risk. Ooh. And they continue to bring that out even in high-risk tournaments. And it's so fun to see.
And to see them more often than not find the top 4 is all the more impressive.
And even there was a chance that, you know, the rebound kicked out to Yukio, but he didn't get the shot on target. That could have been a scoring opportunity for Dignitas.
Violent Panda was trying to hunt some demos on the back line of Cloud9. They seem to have got their wits about them, and Gimmick waiting on the sidewall. Tough play for Violent Panda, but a beautiful long clear off the wall. Astral drops it back down in the middle. Like you said, a great passing player, but Torment on top of things. Solid clear for him. 2 minutes passed by here in game 2, still scoreless. Took us until about the 2-minute mark in game 1 to find a goal, so both teams continuing just a slugfest of trying to force a mistake, but everybody really playing a quality game of Rocket League, no doubt. Nice demo from Cloud9, and we'll see if that gives him a chance here. Torment off the wall, up high for Gimmick, and he's going to have trouble getting a lot of power on it, off the mark either way.
Well, he only had enough boost just to get up to meet the ball. Didn't have anything left to really get power, but still it's allowing Cloud9 to keep this attack going.
Delayed cut from Torment, gets through 2, pass to Gimmick and into the net. Cloud9 slip through the defense and find the goal.
And just a perfectly timed shot, great first touch control from Torment, and then the flick to set up Gimmick, who sends it home. And Gimmick, one of the deadliest shooters in Rocket League's history, and Torment just teed him up.
So Cloud9 strike first again in game 2. Yukio, awkward position. They set Yukio up again, but now it's Torment to drop the hammer and denied. Astral out of the net. Squishy to buy some time, pokes it for safety into his own corner.
But more quality defense coming out from Dignitas. That one was going towards the back of the net and with a lot of force. And now another shot coming in. Gimmick. He's just like an artillery device, just raining shells down on this Dignitas location.
Well, they're weathering them quite well so far, but they do have to break out. Popped into the middle. Torment, real race to get all the way over to that one. Astral actually lets it bounce. Gimmick takes it slow right down the middle, and Astral just enough time to recover and make the save. So Dignitas starting to get a little bit slow on the net side of things and trying to find a clear.
It looks like Yukio had actually backflipped there. So Astral had to cover the back line. And so a slight panic moment, but they still recover nicely.
Violent Panda trying to work his way through the Cloud9 defense. They've finally broken out of their half for at least a moment. It was hopefully enough time to grab some boost, but like you said, Gimmick constantly next to the ball and applying pressure on this Dignitas team. Torment through 2, though. This is how they scored the last one, but Yukio is now much closer to the play. Gimmick, quick approach, wants the double tap, can't find it. Squishy down and across. Yukio makes the stop, and Dignitas will stay with a 1-goal deficit.
That was a good stop from Yukio on no boost. He was actually cheating up. He wasn't expecting Panda to lose that challenge, so when he did, he had to race back. But it's getting into that red zone, that danger time for Dignitas. 30 seconds left.
Well, here's something. Yukio towards the wall. Here's Violent Panda waiting, and again he'll turn it in. He's so good late in a game, deliver another equalizer.
And we went to overtime in game one. This bounce, Panda had it read the entire way. Not much of an angle to work with, but he still bounces it off the bar and in. And Panda, the only player left from that Season 6 World Championship roster that took on Cloud9 in the Grand Finals. And he's still playing so well.
And another chance here, but that one off the mark. Torment camped on the backboard, pass into the middle. Astral blasts it high. All three players from Cloud9 starting to hover towards the same side of the pitch, though. Got a little dicey for perhaps a moment or two, but they recover nicely, find a solid clear, and overtime at number 2 looming here. So what is going to happen now? I have no idea.
I mean, last overtime we saw it was just individual excellence
From
Squishy. Now Astral trying to show some of his own.
Almost got it off the back end. Yukio into the corner, easy save for Gimmick. Squishy actually tips it around the defense. Yukio having to make sure not to run into Violent Panda. Could have been trouble.
And he just got done demoing Gimmick. And then he went for the bump on Squishy.
Torment taking his time as well, making sure he gets a quality touch. Astral not the greatest hit. Bump in the net, attempt on Violent Panda. Fortunate that ball was off the mark. He was definitely going to be delayed in going out for that challenge.
And that was a good setup. We saw it developing. Squishy just did not find that shot on target. That could have been the game winner.
Oh, Squishy backboard. Beautiful attempt, but so tough to execute. And Violent Panda now in a race for the ball, got bumped off it. That's what you were talking about. So tough to remain with the ball. They either hit you or make the challenge, and it's so tough to continue on.
And it's just about timing that touch perfectly for when the defender's coming in.
Yukio bumping people off. Astral has a shot, but Torment able to dive across net. Clean save. Violent Panda keeping the pressure up for Dignitas. Wants a block here. Oh, so close. And a beautiful lift from Gimmick down the pitch. Torment now in a beautiful setup opportunity. Off the wall. There's Gimmick, and he's late to it. Cloud9 squander a chance.
But still, Cloud9 continuing to develop threatening play after threatening play. This Dignitas defense so stingy. Now another setup. Drop down to Gimmick. But a little too much power on that pass from Torment. He needed to lead Gimmick a little bit more towards net.
Violent Panda taking great care to remain behind that ball. As a delayed touch from Squishy. This one again for Gimmick. Violent Panda making sure Torment has no opportunity to come in and take a shot. But it does allow Cloud9 to remain on offense for a moment.
But Astral just has 2 pads of boost on defense. Finally getting that corner boost. We'll see this counterattack.
Oh, Astral, beautiful fake. Can't get the touch down into the middle. Either way, not sure if Dignitas would have been in position. Yukio forcing a challenge out of Squishy. And everybody jockeying for position on the pitch. Astral and Violent Panda run into each other. They could be low on boost. Could be problematic here for Dignitas if they don't have the time to grab it. Towards the backboard. Violent Panda, thankfully under no duress. You can just worry about the next challenge on the wall.
And you see Gimmick again going in for that bump. Astral was able to read it.
Torment, hard cut.
Still on the attack. Oh, Gimmick and Torment both hitting the post on that play.
So close for Cloud9, but still have to try once again. And Dignitas have finally had a moment to catch their breath. Squishy wanted the fake. Torment, hard push up. And slows it down on the wall to get it through. Yukio popped into the middle, but not really enough on the ball. And now they're just trying to keep Dignitas boxed in.
Dignitas has been boxed in quite a bit this game, but they always manage a way to make the save. Can they do it again? Gimmick the shot, yes! It's Astral who answers the call.
Astral, 6 saves. Violent Panda, 4. Yukio with 2. Tons of defensive.
Team bump.
Team bump indeed, but everyone able to extricate themselves from the situation. Torment, backboard, nobody home. Gimmick waiting patiently on the midfield line. Actually, it gets tipped over his head. Squishy's in a real tough spot, and he needs to recover on the wall here. Can't get the touch. Here's Astral to try and finish, but just too high. Second chance for Yukio. Down to Violent Panda. That's not there. Gimmick will pop it out into the middle, and everybody gonna have a chance to breathe.
That was a great defensive stop by Gimmick. Squishy didn't have the boost to deal with it. Also earlier, had Yukio just had 10 more boost, he would have been able to complete that double tap play. Now Cloud9's defense getting tested, but they've got the numbers. Torment going for that bump, but the ball not coming into net.
They had the 3-on-1 versus Yukio. Unfortunately, Gimmick got a little too much of the ball, so he couldn't get all the way behind it and really force Yukio to be in a tough spot. Almost 5 minutes now. Cloud9 struggling to replicate some of the brilliant earlier pressure they had. Astral hoping that somebody was in position, but really not enough power on that touch. And once more under the breach for Cloud9.
And you have Torment just waiting in the back for his opportunity. Beating Violent Panda to that ball. Panda is going to steal his boost, however. That's going to put Torment on low boost.
Violent Panda just trying to buy a few moments for Dignitas to get reset. It's Cloud9 making it quite difficult for them to hang on the ball at this midfield line. Also struggling to find the quality power touches that really give them the space they need. Squishy bumped into that ball, and he'll actually continue the push forward. Torment has Violent Panda well and truly beat to that ball. But now it's a bit of a scramble for everybody on the pitch.
Gimmick went for that ball. He was trying to get the hit off the wall, maybe go for a pinch, but he just missed it. Used up a lot of boost on that play. But still, they managed to stabilize here. Gimmick popping that over Astral. Astral gonna have to bail out.
I want to know how Gimmick managed to win that many challenges going that slow. But Cloud9 not able to find a good scoring chance. Here's Squishy off the backboard. He's going to drop it straight down. Gimmick with a catch, goes for the fake. Pass for Torment. He doesn't want to risk it. He knows if he goes and gets beat, it's dangerous back the other way, and Cloud9 opt to play it safe.
You're absolutely right. When you're that third man, if you go in for the challenge and you either miss the challenge or lose it badly, you're just giving up the game.
Dignitas been able to break out of their own half a few times, but have never really been able to put Cloud9 on the defensive for any significant amount of time, I would say, in this overtime. It's almost 6 minutes now, so it's been a long one. And Dignitas have had battle for every inch, but Violent Panda might finish it here. Squishy will stay with the play just enough to tip it to safety. And Yukio trying to get a pass out into the middle is just going to go for the bump on Torment, pushes him right out. Gimmick knows he can't hit it. Nice recovery effort from Torment, and now Dignitas once again going to be scrambling. Nice recovery from Yukio. Torment up towards Squishy again, lurking on that backboard. Gimmick makes a big challenge and forces Torment to rotate all the way back. This could be just what Dignitas needs.
Astral, he was waiting for that. He saw Squishy on the back wall, didn't want to let that ball get to him. He knows Cloud9 likes to go for those drop-down passing plays, and a big win from Astral, but Panda gave up the ball. And now a huge clear from Torment.
Finally, Dignitas starting to gather some steam here on offense and put Cloud9 in more compromising spots. Tip high, Yukio needs a little help. Violent Panda just has to make sure to get right behind the center of the ball, not to lose it. Astral trying to fake out Squishy, but a beautiful approach, covering so many options from Squishy. Second chance for Violent Panda, tipped out into the corner, and Torment trying to push Astral off the ball. Now Cloud9 starting to figure out how to approach the defense. They haven't had to play it in so long. And a welcome clear.
An absolutely massive clear will just relieve so much pressure. The drop down pass, and again, this defense from Dignitas had just been unstoppable. Now another chance, dropping down. Gimmick and Torment both scrambling for the same ball.
Torment, huge clear again for Cloud9. Violent Panda has Yukio on the side wall. Nobody home though, which means free ball Cloud9. Squishy wants the flip reset, cuts it in, and Astral so patient.
And the demo on Torment. It's gonna put Torment on low boost once he does respawn. But now, over about 8.5 minutes of overtime here. If Cloud9 can get the win.
Torment across, Gimmick really trying to go for anything that seems even remotely close It's a lot of faith in Squishy on the back line. Now Torment's got a tough ball to deal with off the wall, cleared by Gimmick. And Cloud9, again, you were talking about it, willing to take those risks, but it puts them in some real compromising spots. And now it's another chance for Dignitas. Violent Panda flicks. Torment doesn't have to worry about the bump. He's just up in time.
And this is such a swing game. Cloud9 could put this series in the bag if they get this win. Dignitas, they have to get this win if they have any hope.
Astral straight down. Here comes Yukio into the middle, right at Gimmick. Not able to find some strong placement. And Dignitas will look for another chance. Yukio sizing that one up, deems it unworthy, and will wait his turn on defense. Torment trying to find some pressure, a little slow. Astral, great win out of the midfield. Squishy not able to find a good read, so here comes Dignitas, pass for Violent Panda. He's been so strong, but this one's off the mark. Was aiming for that top left corner, the right place, but just too tight a window to get it through.
The tension, it's palpable. Nobody wants to make that mistake.
Coming up on 10 minutes of overtime. A grueling endeavor here in game 2. But is it an open net? Yes! Gimmick makes it. Yukio not able to scramble back. And almost 10 minutes in, Cloud9 close it out.
And you saw the idea from Astral. He wanted to go for the pop, but it was read by Squishy, who just takes control, distributes the ball to Gimmick, and Gimmick, he has just been putting lightning strikes on net this series, and he does not fail to impress in this situation. 10 shots, 2 goals.
And I was worried about how Astral was going to be on defense, but man.
We basically played 3 games of Rocket League right there. 5 minutes of regulation.
9.5 of overtime.
And
just brutal.
And if you're Dignitas, that has to be absolutely devastating. You're now down 2-0 in the series. You have to reverse sweep against a team that has been so aggressive, putting you on defense the entire time. Dignitas hasn't been capitalizing on all their chances. And then Cloud9 to win this game, that is just, that feels like it's going to be too much to overcome. How do you even come back from this situation?
It really is tough, and that's where the real value of the coach comes in, you know? You have to look to him to really be like, all right, we know we just lost basically 15 minutes of Rocket League for nothing, but you can't think of it that way, and that's when you really look to whoever's standing right behind you and be like, all right, guys, don't worry about it. Let's go get the next 5 minutes because that's what matters.
And, you know, the desk was talking about Astral. You know, let's go for demos. Let's go for bumps on Astral. Now, you know, this is a situation where you could definitely get in your own head. So you're right, Achieves. You know, I think it's very important to see how Astral reacts to this situation. They just lose a devastating overtime. They're down 0-2 in the series. This is their last chance.
A brutal affair in game 2. Bearing fruit for Cloud9 once again, and it starts off strong. Astral delivers 5 seconds in, and Dignitas finally on the board first.
And that is what you want to see. If you're a Dignitas fan, you could see Gimmick deciding to fall back to net instead of go for the challenge. He does get a piece of that ball, but Astral's shot had too much hot sauce on it. He couldn't handle it.
Take your chances. Gimmick felt good in the net, and Astral proved him wrong. And Dignitas will try to keep that momentum going to keep the series alive. Violent Panda, huge challenge. Astral, great block. Here comes Yukio, and Gimmick just able to pop that out to safety. Astral chip to himself. Well met by Torment. Violent Panda towards the corner, needs a second tap to get this really anywhere productive, and now it's Squishy down the other way for Cloud9.
Good stop there from Gimmick. Torment's shot was just too high. Didn't have enough boost to get over the ball.
Ooh, Gimmick got slowed down a little on that bump. Could be awkward, and nice bailout from Squishy. And again, to me, that really is the value of him. He's such a great utility player on the pitch for Cloud9, but here's a passing chance for Dignitas. It was off the mark. Gimmick had no chance at it. Was facing the wrong way. Had it been in between the goalposts, 2-0 Dig.
And again, we see some quality play coming out from Dignitas, just not able to find that, you know, those last few feet to the back of the net.
Yukio rips one towards the backboard. Torment needs a little bit of extra effort to try and get this to safety. Yukio applying solid pressure, forces Squishy up early, and Astral, nice understanding of where it's headed next. Pass to Violent Panda, flick over one, and Gimmick already in position in the net. Cloud9 really haven't had to play from behind the entire series. Here's a chance to get an equalizer. Slow play from Torment. Beautiful timing from Astral and Violent Panda, knowing that there's no real danger there. They've covered all the options. That's really what Cloud9 tries to get you to do, but it's actually just going to be Squishy Muffin. Gets control of the ball in the corner, and somehow it's into the net.
And this is a repeat goal from the goal in game 1. Squishy, the self-pass off the corner, and he just snipes it. Squishy, you just cannot give that man any space. He will do serious damage.
Take a note out of Speed's book. Don't give Justin space. Don't give Squishy space. He'll do that.
And even in overtime, the goal from Squishy. Such a versatile player.
There. Dignitas. Violent Panda's asking a lot here, and Torment. Actually a nice job to make sure he came up on top of that ball. You don't want to get dunked because you jump too high, but still enough to just take the ball away. Torment looking for Squishy. He's going to have help from Gimmick. Long clear. Second chance for Torment, and actually into the top right. Make it 2-1 Cloud9.
And Yukio hesitated on his rotation back, and he comes up here, and he didn't have any boost. He had 12 boosts. I think he just got a single pad. So when that ball was floating, he was in the position where he was the one who had to make the play. His teammates think he's going to be able to make the play, but he just didn't have the boost. And Cloud9 gets to the ball first and punishes him. Yukio needed to make that decision to rotate back much sooner, and he might have been able to be in a situation where he could have got the stop.
Beautiful demo from Astral to set up an open net chance, and Violent Panda gets the ball out to Yukio for a quick equalizer.
An immediate response. That's exactly what you need. A great read from Yukio to get that dunk. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Dignitas. Just completely ignoring those first 2 games, not letting it faze them whatsoever. They have responded to the call.
I really do enjoy the amount of pressure they're trying to apply. Because, you know, Cloud9 is also trying to get right in their face, and Dignitas aren't backing down. Whenever Dignitas gets a chance, they'll also go hard and try and make a big, aggressive push. Violent Panda sizing up Torment on the challenge. Astral just putting Squishy in a bit of trouble in his own corner here. Awkward ball to deal with, and Yukio just giving his teammate a better chance at it than he had.
And a smart play from Squishy. He goes for the air dribble, but as soon as he recognizes someone's going in for the challenge, he positions his car to go for the 50-50 right away.
Valuable tool, air dribble, for a clearing mechanic, I would say.
Yeah, it's used much less on offense, although we did see a crazy air dribble from Astral yesterday. But you're right, most of the time, it's a great tool to just buy time on the defensive end.
Almost a guaranteed challenge. Yukio into the middle and Gimmick to find a clear, but Astral once more trying to find it into the middle of this Cloud9 box.
Pando, he was just so close to being able to steal that boost from Gimmick. Now does get a bump on Gimmick. And we're positioned for yet again another overtime.
Violent Panda takes his time in the midfield. Gimmick actually almost had a wonderful spot of timing on that fake challenge to take the ball away, but sniffs that cross over to Violent Panda. Yukio not able to regain possession, but here comes Astral down to Yukio, chips it back. Violent Panda's already cut into the middle, though. It's a bit of an awkward scenario here. Astral not able to really command the back pass as well as was required, but Squishy also not able to find a quality touch, and now it's Cloud9 in danger. Here's Yukio, rips one into the middle, Torment off the wall, strong save, and almost catastrophe for Cloud9, but they're hanging on by a thread right now, and a welcome touch from Squishy.
And Squishy also demoed Panda, who was going to be that third player to come in for the shot. See how they respond in these final seconds.
Squishy is going to need some help here from Torment. Astral will just make sure to find some clean grass to put it down on, and yes, 3 in a row, why not?
Yet again, another overtime. Cloud9 has been getting the better of Dignitas. Can they do it for a 3rd time straight?
Well, it's a good start here. Astral in a bit of an awkward spot. Handles it beautifully, though. Ball out to Violent Panda. Free ball for Torment. Gimmick applying pressure. Clean beat of Yukio. Awkward ball. And Torment to regain possession for Cloud9. Gimmick wants 2, tips it away from everybody. could see the idea, but that's really...
And if Gimmick lets that go, Torment was in position to go for the shot. But I mean, if you're Cloud9, you trust Gimmick.
Oh yeah.
You let him go for those things as much as he wants.
And Dignitas, ball right off the crossbar. Yukio, diving stop, and a beautiful defensive effort to keep overtime rolling.
And we've seen a lot of that this series, especially with Yukio coming in, knocking out a very powerful shot from Cloud9. But defense, that's not going to get a goal for you.
Cloud9 trying to figure out where they can find some footing to work with. This could be it. But unfortunately, the player that ball got passed to just got bumped out of position, and now it's Violent Panda just making sure that Cloud9 doesn't have a free chance on net. Means Cloud9 gets some more free pressure, however. Popped around. Handled well by Violent Panda. Squishy, solid read on the clear. Again, Squishy just willing to race up to that backboard just to try and get a pass down that's going to throw Dignitas for a loop.
And that's something that Cloud9 loves to do. They go for these challenges that you don't really expect. You think you're going to have a free touch on defense, but no. Someone from Cloud9 blazing in to just hit the ball straight up off the ceiling, trying to just beat that single defender because they have someone else ready to come in and strike.
Gimmick cruising past all the Dignitas defenders. Yukio, the last line of defense, able to make a nice stop. Torment is going to need some help, actually, because Squishy just got demoed. You can see Violent Panda trying to take advantage of that demo. Try and really push that ball through the hole that was created. Violent Panda once more towards the Cloud9 corner. Tough bounce for Squishy to deal with. Astral really didn't handle it as well either, though. And Cloud9 escaped.
Panda got beat to the ball there and loses out on the boost as well.
Another long overtime we definitely could be in for already. Coming up on 3 minutes here. Squishy off the ceiling. Gimmick can't quite get the job done. Astral is going to have to recover. Torment is right in his face and says, you better make the play properly, and boy, does he.
And Astral just got out of dodge so quickly there. Torment was turning back, expecting to have time to come back and go for the challenge, but Astral just dipped.
Oh, beautiful lit from Squishy. Astral is really trying to size this up. There's so much boost being used, and he times it well. The poise from Astral, I thought it's going to be, that's where you make him think the most, and he has just stepped up massively on the defensive front. Got to give credit to him for staying so composed in the net, but Squishy with a double tap, and that will close the series. 3 overtime wins in a row for Cloud9, and Squishy will end it.
And 2 overtime goals from Squishy. Such a clutch player. Cloud9 does it again. These guys so consistent. That series was the closest 3-0 sweep I have ever seen.
I got to agree with you. Dignitas really did put up a phenomenal fight against Cloud9. That unrelenting pressure that they love to put on. And they also did a wonderful job of keeping Cloud9 out of the net, putting on their own defensive and offensive show.
They did not look bad. Dignitas, I think, is a team that is improving. These guys are real contenders. This could have easily been a 3-0 in favor of Dignitas, but Squishy Muffins, he was the difference. I thought he's had such a stellar series, stepping up for Cloud9 when it mattered. They will be moving on to day 3. Can't wait to see them play.
Big show from Cloud9. We'll see them tomorrow, but that's not it for day 2. And when we come back, we will continue with DreamHack Montreal. Stay with us.